Hey guys, this is Carl Brown from GL365 Academy. I have a classic for you today, an incredible song, just brilliant, 100% brilliant. We're going to do A Day in the Life by the Beatles. I'm sure you know that, you just listened to me kind of just destroy it. So, we're going to do this on acoustic guitar, standard tuning, pretty easy arrangement, pretty easy song to play. And then we have the kind of crazy orchestral section. Kind of come up with something you can play there too. Stay tuned for that. So let's get through this though. A lot of the same chords being used out through the progression. So we're going to start here with this intro that you're going to hear. Kind of starts kind of swelling in and you start hearing the pianos going as well. So it looks like this. So that's the intro right before the vocals come in. So it starts out very low, you can barely hear the guitar, but that's a G major chord to a B minor chord. Now a lot of times when they're playing this B minor chord, they're making it a full 6-string bar chord. They're putting that F sharp in the bass. So you're gonna hear that a lot. You can leave it out if you want. They don't do it every time. So if you don't like the sound of that, just leave it out and play a regular B minor. So that B minor, full bar here at the 2nd fret. We're going to have the 3rd fret of the B string, 4th fret of the G, and 4th fret on the D. Let's try this. Then what it's going to do is go to an E minor chord. Now what you're going to want to do is play it with these 2 fingers, but first, don't have your middle finger on. Just you're going to hammer on. This is just really in the intro. So you're going to hammer on from the open D to the 2nd fret. And then we have this change from that E minor chord to an E minor 7. So what you're going to do is you're going to now pick up that and have the open D on that the D string now, and add the 3rd fret on the B string. Now you're going to hear that change a lot, and McCartney goes down to a D on the bass, so it makes it sound like there's a chord change down to D, but it's actually still an E minor 7th chord. Just McCartney's playing in a version of it. So all together. You might want to kind of situate the top strings there. And then it goes to a C major chord. Now this C major, I don't know how well you know your chords. You should know the open position chords. If you don't, GuitarLessons365.com tell you all about it. So we have this C major chord. What you're going to do is you're going to replace that note with your pinky. That's on the A string. And what you're going to do is you're going to add the 5th in the bass again, which in this case is a G. Very popular way to play a C chord with a G in the bass. So the 3rd fret and the low E string with it. So it still has that C chord above it. And when you get to the C chord, the rhythm is a group of 3, just all downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. And then do that again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, so you just basically do that pattern twice. And then we get to the first verse. Alright, so that's going to start with the same chords, G, B minor, to that E minor 7. And then it goes to that C major chord. Now it's just a normal C major, not with the G in the bass here. About a lucky man. And what he does here for this next chord is you're just going to leave the 1st finger there. And pick up the other fingers, place the middle finger at the 2nd fret on the A string. And then the rest of the strings are open, except obviously for that B string. So it's just from the 5th string across. So really cool chord when they get to that. It's an A suspended 2nd chord. open A string, second fret on the D and the G, and then the open B and open high E. So, about a lucky man who made the grade. And we start over. And all the news was rather sad. Well, I just had to laugh. So right there we have a little bit of a change. Instead of going C, and went to the C. Well, I just to an F major bar chord. So if you don't know that, it's full bar at the first fret, second fret on the G, third fret on the D, and third fret on the A. Well, I just had to laugh. And then it goes to the E minor chord, and then that E minor 7, and then back to the C. I saw the boat. Back to that F. And here we have a little bit of a different change because they want to turn around and start over. So that second time, the photograph, it goes just to the regular E minor. And then there's a quick change. That C major chord, you can throw the G in the bass there, and the D. And then it takes us back around to the next verse. So all together for that first verse is this. I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph. So that little, don't play that bad, no, but we have that that C to D real quick at the end, and then we just go back through the next verse, which is very similar. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed. A crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before. Nobody was really sure if he was from the house alone. So you can see right there when I went to the they'd seen his face before. So it's they goes to that C and F, and then just they kind of hold that and go to the E minor, to the E minor 7, and then back to the C. So that kind of C to F to E minor thing only happened once instead of like twice, which we did in the first verse. All right, and so after that C chord to the next verse. I saw a film today, oh boy. The English army had just won the war. So everything's the same. A crowd of people turned away, but I just had to look, having read the book. Okay, now here, so that was the exact same as the second verse there. And when he starts going into that, I'd love to turn, and as soon as you hit that turn right there, you can do this finger style, drop a pick or whatever, but it kind of sounds cool to do something like this. I think it sounds cool. It's kind of putting some of those orchestral lines together. So what is going on? First, I'm just hitting these top two strings. Just kind of my pick tucked away there, and it's just my index and my middle finger hitting those strings. And every time I do that, I hammer on to the first fret of the B string. So get that down first. And then just add the bass line. You're always kind of now going to be hitting the thumb every time you're hitting those two fingers. Alright, so you practice that, and then just do the full bass line, which is 0 on the low E, 2, 3, then 0, 2, 3 on the A, and then 0, 2 on the D. Alright, so George Martin, he can't keep us down. He can create all that crazy stuff. We could still figure out some noise to make during that section. Alright, so coming out of that, we basically have the bridge. It's Paul McCartney's section. Pretty basic stuff here. Looks like this. Woke up, fell out, trying to go across my head. Know the lyrics there, too many words for me. But it's very simple with the chords. It just starts with it. So we've moved from that being an E minor to E major. E major chord, that is, not the key of E minor. For the first section or whatever. The first section we're using E minor chords, and now we're at an E major. So just kind of hit that E major a few times. Just every time you do it, kind of kill it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to grab a D suspended second, go, and you can do some arpeggiated picking on it. You don't have to be like the strict pattern. I kind of hold that D suspended second. By the way, what that is, it's a D major chord, but just lift up your middle finger. Let the open high E string ring. So I like to kind of like pick the open D, then the G, then back to the D, and then to the B string and go back down to the D. So go. And then the high E string and make my way back down. Kind of like that. So just kind of like each note come out from the G, then the B, and then the high E. And then back to the E. And then we get to a B7 chord. So typically the way that they would play this kind of stuff, the Beatles like the B7 like this. So the A, second fret on the A string, first fret on the D, second fret on the G, open B, and second fret on the high E string. I noticed I was late. So that's about it. That E and B7. And then this really cool dreamy section sounds like this. So that is a C chord. G. Into a D. A D. Into an A chord. Alright, so we have the C to a G to a D that E major chord. And then it looks like we start over with the C again. So it's back to the E. So the second time through the chord progression, when you get to that E, it's going to move pretty quick. So it has that quick little transition there to get us back to the verse. So that's just E. When you get to this E, you go D, C, D, E. So that's pretty much it. It goes through the same chords. Everything's gonna stay the same there that we heard earlier in the second verse and stuff. And then even the little crazy orchestral section, you can do the same thing that I did there. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a classic track. Just everything by the Beatles is just amazing. So I certainly enjoyed doing it. I'll see you guys again soon at guitarlessons365.com.